Welcome to another glorious Friday the 13th. I am the Kaiju no Kami, and today I'm going to be reviewing Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. After the poorly reviewed A New Beginning, Frank Mancuso Jr. decided that there was no choice but to resurrect Jason. Tom McLaughlin was hired on to direct the film, and while the man desired to be a comedy writer, he was in no position to turn the job down. However, the biggest question lingering in his mind was how to do another Friday the 13th film without making it retread what has already been done before. This idea created a more self-aware film that took elements from a gothic horror he had previously directed known as One Dark Night. McLaughlin's passion to create the best Friday the 13th movie possible led to a lot of positivity on the set, as opposed to what had occurred in the previous installment. The cast and crew enjoyed being there, which meant they were giving it their all. A lot of heart went into the making of this film, which is why it was kind of devastating to learn that it was the first Friday movie to not be #1 opening weekend. Was this a failure on the movie's part? Did McLaughlin make a bad movie? Or could it just be that audiences were sick of the Friday franchise at this point? There's only one way to find out, so let's start by taking a look at this resurrection. Our movie kicks off with two teenagers in a cemetery digging Jason up.
Okay, there it is, huh? There's his grave.
Wait. I am so sorry. I must have selected Part 5, A New Beginning, rather than Jason Lives. Give me 1 minute here while I correct this. Okay, well, just in case. Nope, that is definitely Part 5, so let's go back and click on Part 6. Okay. Now we're going to Part 6. Alright, our movie kicks off with two teenagers in a Again? Alright, let's fix this. Okay, maybe I did click on Part 5 by mistake. Let's try this again. Let's just double check. That says Part 6. That says Part 5, so I definitely want the other one. Okay. Part 6 says Part 6, Jason Lives. Play. Our movie begins... Wait, what? You guys saw me choose Jason Lives and not A New Beginning, right? I did choose Jason Lives. What the hell is going on? Hold on a minute. Let me see something here. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I see what they did. They retconned Part 5 so that it never existed. Or did it?
Jason murdered him.
I've been in some psychiatric clinic ever since.
I'm so confused. Why would you start this movie off the same way in the last one? You're just gonna confuse the audience. Well, whatever. At least this mystery has been solved. Let's get on with this movie about resurrection. So the movie begins with an older Tommy, now played by Tom Matthews, digging Jason up to finish the creep off for good because slicing his head through a machete the last time was not good enough.
Hey, what's that for?
This act ends up resurrecting Jason.
By the power of Grayskull!
Oops. Now that Jason's undead, you can say that he's a mummy without a mommy. Rain, match, set. Jason shows how heartless Tommy's friend is before Tommy flees to the nearest police station where he meets Sheriff Garris, played by David Kagan.
I'm sorry about what happened to you and your folks years ago, but no one in Forest Green wants to be reminded of what that maniac did here. That's why we changed the name. People want to forget this was Crystal Lake.
Yeah, I don't think Jason really cares what the name of the town is to you people. Two counselors run into Jason.
We better turn around.
Why?
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
We're gonna scare him.
We're gonna scare him.
That's right. Just drive towards him, he'll move. Nobody wants to die.
Well, that's a freaking fact, least of all us.
Will you just drive?
I really like her. It's too bad she's gonna die.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
The next morning, Garrus's daughter Megan and her friends come into the office to tell her dad the two counselors never showed up. Jennifer Cook, Carrie Noonan, Renee Jones, and Tom Fridley portray what will soon become our teens in danger. Megan suddenly takes an interest in Tommy because every teenage girl aspires to go out with a psychopathic criminal.
Got a bad feeling what might have happened to them. Well, hopefully they're fine, but with Jason out there...
Shut up.
Jason who?
Megan, stay away from him. He's dangerous.
They return to the campsite just in time for the kids to arrive.
Here they are, and they're all yours.
What? A camp that has kids in it? That's practically unheard of in this franchise.
I think I'd rather deal with old Jason.
Anyway, we are taken to a group of co-workers playing paintball against each other, whose only purpose is to arm Jason. Literally. Oh, and we also get to see Jason kill some random people because Paramount was not happy with the low body count McLaughlin initially gave the movie.
We gotta get to the sheriff's office.
Double kill.
Back to what matters. The plot. Tommy is escorted out of town by Garrus.
Like the sign says, you are now leaving Forest Green. Don't forget to buckle up. You are damn lucky, kid.
Also, Court and some girl meet their end at the hands of Jason. I love how Jason just tilts his head in this scene. Tommy is naturally blamed for everything, so the sheriff goes looking for him while Megan assists him.
Nobody drives this puppy but me. Now hide that heap and let's book.
Of course, it is all moot as the duo participate in a car chase that ends abruptly.
Megan, step out of the car.
Okay, Flash, into the cage.
Meanwhile, Jason finally makes it home and Sissy loses her head over meeting him.
You guys, try not to wake the kids.
One of the girls staying at the camp wakes Paula up to say she saw something, which Paula dismisses. She and the girl briefly look for Court and Sissy before she returns the girl to bed.
So you just go back to sleep and don't worry.
Another responsible teenager? What is going on with this franchise? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because this happens. You should have been irresponsible, because at least you could have had some fun before you died. Megan helps Tommy escape from her dad's cell after he left to go to the campsite. God damn it, girl! 1 week you're eating Tide Pods and the next you're helping boys with traumatizing pasts as if you know better than us adults. What is this world coming to? Jason kills the cops and Megan's dad just as the duo arrive at the campsite. He goes after Megan next until Tommy yells at him.
Jason, come on! Remember?
Why he didn't kill Megan off first before going after Tommy vexes me. It's not like Tommy could have rescued her in time anyway, but whatever. Jason strolls into the lake and attacks Tommy in the boat. The two struggle until Jason is chained beneath the waves. Tommy nearly drowns due to being held by Jason until Megan jumps in to rescue him. And they live happily ever after in therapy. And Jason lives? Of course the ending was going to leave off with the possibility of another sequel. However, what you might not know is that Jason's father was originally planned to show up in the end. McLaughlin felt that none of the movies had ever touched upon Jason's dad, so that was unexplored potential. He wanted to finally do something with that notion, leaving the movie off on a high note for the sequel to further that plot point. Paramount apparently was not happy with that decision and had the ending changed almost immediately. My guess is they didn't want to be committed to having a story about Jason's dad for one reason or another, perhaps because if this movie bombed, they could just start up a new story without being tied to the one here. Whatever the reason, it didn't happen, so the discussion is moot. Overall, Jason Lives was a really well done film that managed to bring Jason back on a competent manner, while doing something new with him. I really liked some of the fourth wall breaking moments McLaughlin brought to the film, especially with the woman talking about horror movies early on. Even some of the cast, despite being there to die, were some of the better characters of the franchise. It was also nice to see children at a camp for children, and that they were in just as much danger as everyone else. I'm glad they did not pull any punches with them, but some humor was also brought in surrounding them. Like the scenes with these two kids.
What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
So, what were you gonna be when you grew up?
It's truly unknown if Tommy was involved with the events of the previous film, as they do mention he was in a mental institution, just nothing about the details surrounding it. Ultimately though, it's left up to the viewer to decide if they think a new beginning happened or not, which makes sense due to how bad it is. Still, I'm not sure which teenage version of Tommy I prefer, as the guy from the last movie looked more like an aged Corey Feldman compared to Matthews. Matthews alternatively did have the better acting ability and personality. Despite making fun of Megan for easily believing Tommy, it was nice to see a female character that went beyond just being a damsel in distress. Her stubbornness and ferocity is what ultimately saved the children at the campsite, which adds more bonus points to her as she puts herself in danger to save others. It was kind of refreshing that she wasn't dumb or there just to show off her body. I can't say the same for her friends, but they served their purpose, and as I did say, they were some of the better friends. I also did like how her dad was trying to keep everything surrounding Jason a cover-up, as if the town had decided it was possible to keep some history about a mass murderer a secret. Then again, this was the time before the internet, so I guess it would have been possible at least for a little bit. In fact, that would be interesting to see happen in a movie made today. Jason has been gone for so long that none of the kids of today know he exists, and he becomes more like an internet conspiracy theory. They could just do stories of teens online talking about who or what they think Jason is, and have the film be in different styles on those viewpoints. Think of Batman the Animated Series and the episode Legends of the Dark Knight, just with Jason. Hollywood, you're welcome. On the downside, the death scenes are not exactly up to snuff with some of the deaths of the past, but I don't think that was the point. I mean, this was the 6th installment, and it is kind of hard to constantly come up with a way for an oversized mass of flesh to kill people without giving him superpowers. Fortunately, it matters not with how fun and entertaining this movie is, as there is a great balance of comedy and horror. It also helps that Harry Manfredini's score is absolutely stunning in this installment. This has got to be his best work in the series, as it has a lot of atmosphere to its brooding tones, especially in a scene like this. The score is whimsical, yet terrifying as it keeps your blood up throughout the film. Lastly, Alice Cooper provided a few songs for the movie, one of which he wrote specifically for it that was used during its end credits.
He's the man behind the mask, and he's out of control. He's back.
Ugliest woman I've ever seen.
It's a cool song, even if I don't find it to be anything special. As you can probably tell, I enjoyed this installment immensely. It was fun, it was energetic, it had fear, it had comedy, it broke the fourth wall. It was just a well-rounded movie. No, it's not perfect, but no Friday movie is. Nevertheless, it did not deserve to do so poorly at the box office, especially when the crap that was Part 5 did extremely well. This is one that all Friday fans should definitely watch, and it is kind of important to the franchise because it is where Jason became a zombie. If you have not seen it, check it out. And with that said, until next time, bye.
Alive! Alive! I've always wanted to say that.